as a smoker, I do appreciate candy. And I found a way to use Starburst to weed selfish women out of my life. I went on a first date not too long ago, decided to bring an unopened pack of Starburst with me. Halfway through the date, I offered her a Starburst. She opened up my pack and took a pink. Date over. I don't know what kind of barn she was raised in, where apparently they never explained the unspoken social contract of Starburst. Everyone knows, someone offers you a Starburst, you take your shitty yellow and you keep it moving. Sorry to be so passionate, but I'm a foodie. As a result, spent a lot of money on food. Last year I got a credit card, and it's one of those that's attached to airline miles that you accrue for every dollar you spend, and I decided it was just gonna be my food credit card. But I don't even mean the grocery store, I'm talking about like immediate fast food and restaurant purchases. Checked the account last week, and after a little less than a year, I've already earned enough miles to get a free ticket to China. So I'm going at the end of the year, which is cool, but it's also ironic, because growing up as a kid, my mom used to yell at me when I didn't finish my food because of the starving kids in China. And now, a little more than 2 decades later, on account of the gluttonous eating habit she instilled in me, I literally ate my way to China. I used to have an interesting living situation. I used to live with 2 women. One of them was 37 years old, the other one was 22 years old. I'm a 30-year-old man, so I could pretty much split the difference, play both sides. Like sometimes I'd be sitting there watching TV with the 37-year-old, and the 22-year-old would come home all sloppy drunk, and me and the 37-year-old would look at each other and just be like, young idiot. But then sometimes I'd be sitting there watching TV with the 22-year-old, and the 37-year-old would yell at us to turn it down because she has to get up early for work. Me and the 22-year-old would look at each other and just be like, oh, bitch. And I'm sure they did the same thing. You know, being the only 2 women, I'm sure sometimes they'd be sitting there bonding, watching TV together, and I come in the room and do some man shit. As soon as I leave, they probably look at each other like, oh my God, he's so awesome, we should both fuck him. I don't know that that's what was said, that's how it played out in my mind. When you live with women, there will be changes around your house. There'll be the big changes you expect, but there'll also be small, subtle changes. Like your refrigerator magnets will change. Before I lived with women, I had manly refrigerator magnets. Just like beer and wings, landscaping and tree removal. Live with women, all of a sudden in the morning I would get some milk for my coffee. There's a pair of ballet slippers encouraging me to dance like no one's watching. That's a fun women saying. I'll tell you who's got really fun women saying. Black women. I had a black girlfriend, and that was fun because she had all these really sassy catchphrases that were so wonderful that they would permeate my subconscious and become part of my vocabulary. Problem is I sounded ridiculous saying them because I'm not a black woman. One time I was talking to one of my friends, he said something I agreed with. I was like, I know that's right. I'm like, what did you just say? What did I just say? It's interesting how people choose to express themselves. You know, sometimes with their words, sometimes with their clothes, sometimes with tattoos. I met a man one time who had a tattoo of a champagne bottle on his forearm. And inside the champagne bottle, he had the letters M-O-E-T, spelling out Moet. Even had the umlaut, the 2 little dots over the E. And I was like, wow, you're really passionate about champagne. He's like, nah, that stands for money over everything. I didn't have the heart to tell him that everything is one word. So the T in his acronym tattoo was unnecessary. But I do give him credit for including the umlaut, the 2 little dots over the E. Because that's what changed it from everything to everything. Too old for silly tattoos. I'm 30 years old now. I turned 33 months ago because I'm a Christmas baby. That's my actual birthday, it's December 25th. Sometimes people find that interesting. One time I went in to buy some beer. The man ID'd me. He looked up from my ID and said, Christmas baby, huh? I said, yes. He said, do you get screwed on presents? And I said, I'm Jewish. I get screwed on the joy of Christmas altogether. And then this guy looked at me and said, a Jew born on Christmas? What are the chances? Hey, my name is Gardenswartz. You guys have been great. Thank you so much.